Good morning, everyone. Oh, maybe good morning now. I'm not sure which one was live at what time. But good morning. How's everyone doing? Hope all is well. Coffee. Vero is at work today. Work out of the house. So we could technically go forever, but I do need to eat lunch at some point. We will see though. Maybe I'll have a lunch during the stream if the stream goes well. How's it going, JB? Also, it printed. I will say I like the dimensions. Fits in my hand. I don't know if a 18650 will fit well. Should have 18650s around here somewhere. Because I'd really like this to be powered by an 18650. Looking. How's it going, Lockwatcher? Franco should join us at some point. Okay. Here's 18650. That is going to be a tight fit. To have a PCB, I mean, I can mount the micro underneath, but I think that's going to be tight. We may want to extend this a little bit just to make it easier to fit an 18650 in there. I think we might have to do that. Because yeah, that's going to be tight, but this is so this is what we've got. Just guessing on the size has got me pretty close. See that? So that's a standard PlayStation 4 button. The thing is, I don't really know if it needs to be that big. You know what I mean? Like if this goes in here, so this is fine. Right? So this you'll use. So that's not a problem. But I don't know if it needs to be this big. Make my print extra strong. Oh, this is like flimsy. I would like to round the edges some more, but I'm kind of out of space too. I would also really like this to be narrower for the cell. Oh, holding it over the coffee. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we need to sort of decide our installed height. Right, if we put this in here and we measure the height and then we have our buttons. Okay, this is like a big button. This one is the tall one. So it's obvious that the button needs to be deeper because the installed height. So if we're making custom buttons anyway, I would say we might as well make smaller buttons. Good morning, Mr. Odie. Seems like bottom end should be more triangular to fit your hand. Yeah, but it fits kind of like... I don't know where the battery cover for this is. I mean, we can slim down this part fairly easily, but we'll have to kind of restart. So if you look at like these buttons are easy to use. I can use small buttons like that. The A is like massive. I don't know. Let me check when my package arrives. If it arrives today, that'd be great. Open browser. What did you think I wanted to do? It looks like the package should be delivered today. Don't know when. Seems like bottom should almost be like a keel. Next. Stop it. Stop it, Johnny. We're trying to have a good day today. So I'm still waiting for the Tri-Wing screwdriver so I can open like these things and see what kind of buttons they use. I guess I could look on iFixit. Let's look on iFixit. Here we go. Oops. Here, let's check out the nunchuck. Clean and disinfect. Okay. I always thought it was easier to clean stuff when they were open. Tri-Wing Y0. Try not, don't hurt yourself, it's got a sharp end. You're gonna open this. I mean, it is so simple in there. Not a lot of photos though, huh? Oh, that must have been an aftermarket one. This one's got more stuff on it. Look at that. All right, so let's see. Looks like the buttons are the rubber domes. Or maybe there's a switch underneath. Hard to say. Yeah, I don't really see it. Yeah, curvy stuff is just very difficult on any thing. Sensor screen, shell, here, probably get a good idea. Okay, so they're all the rubber domes. Even the A button, which is interesting because it is, the A button feels good on these things. This thing doesn't work though. Maybe it does. Do I have anything with Bluetooth here? Because I know, so I have a Wii that is soft modded, so I don't have to put my discs in the drive anymore. But as far as I know, these controllers, they had stopped working. Let me see here. This cable. unplug this. Ugh. And then we're going to plug this. Let me see if I can boot up the Windows 10 PC, 11 PC, and then switch to it. Give me a second here. Oh my God, getting old. Hard to do the fine motor control stuff. Okay, HDMI. Ugh. Plug that in. Mouse and keyboard. Moose and Keyboos. For sure it'll need like 17 updates because it's been a week since it's been on. Okay, and if I turn this on, it should be booting. Round stuff. Cones, shells, many shapes, but your Mona Lisa would look like a character from Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, same. Let's see if it's capturing. Oh, no. Must be unplugged. Yeah, that freaking bugger always unplugs. Deactivate. Activate. There we go. Do we have Bluetooth? Yeah. Let me need some cells. If I say batteries, people lose their frickin' minds. Let's see. Okay, powered on. Add device, Bluetooth. Oh, look at that. It's working. I don't remember what the pin is. We controller pin number for Bluetooth pairing Windows PC. Oh, click next. It's not working. Okay, let's try add a device. Devices. Is there add a device? Yeah, add device. Bluetooth. You can press like 1 and 2 together, I think. It's not letting me do no pin. says connecting. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't work. 1, 1, 1, 1. Nope. Yeah, I don't know. But it does seem like the Wii controller works, so that's good. Hey, Franco. Can you explain what your problem was, Franco? So you had issues trying to get your scope to show up on a screen? Or like there's software for an operating system? Had a phone call for the doctors. Yeah, they do tests. I believe you. Okay, so let's measure the installed height here. So it's going to take like a millimeter of extra clearance on top of this. So it's like roughly 15 mils that we have to go up. The bloody microscope won't show up in any software. What? Okay, which microscope and which operating system? That would really help narrow it down. You know what? I don't think I need it organically shaped. I think this is fine. I honestly think this is fine. It might need to be wider though. Actually, no, it's fine. Because like this fits better for sure. But this works fine. Let's do another prototype. Medical scope. Oh, yeah. Well, there's a big problem. So XP was traditionally very difficult with I/O. Like new software is way better for that. How's it going, Proton? Welcome to the stream. Oh, stretching my back out. So no Vero today, which means that we can stream longer. Yeah, I know, but even so, XP was difficult. Like if you were on the wrong service pack, stuff wouldn't work. Operating systems have genuinely come a long way. Okay, let's just start a different one. And we'll call this rename handle v3. I'm going to try to change the way I approach this. XY. Oops, not XY. Whatever, I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're gonna go. Do we try to do a polyline? No, 98 is worse. Yeah, exactly, Proton. I bet you get it to run in Windows 7 in compatibility mode. I am willing to bet. Okay, so I made a mistake here. I can't bind it to here. I have to bind it to here. All right, so we said 36 in width, and let's go. Let me see. 60 in height. Okay, let's just put this like 10 mils up from the top. And just to bind it in place. And then we want to make a polyline sort of like this, sort of like this, sort of like that. Okay, we want this to be symmetrical to this, and we want these two to be equal. Okay, can't do that apparently. I think they are equal anyways. And we will get this width to be, let's say, 25, and this length to be 70. So we're going to make a little bit of like a coffin shape. Okay. And then I'm just going to Control S, so close. And we need this at least 16 millimeters high. We'll go 16.5, 17.5. Okay, so we got a little bit of a coffin shape there. Okay, now we're going to hollow this out. So make into thickness like this. Got to be 1.5 this time. Okay, that's good. Actually, I'm going to round the corners first. What the hell just happened? I don't know if that's a visual glitch. Okay, just a visual glitch. So 3 millimeter fillet, that's okay. And we'll grab the bottom here. Actually, I'll just fill it with all the same edges. Oops. Confirm selection. No. Cancel this. Guys, I don't know if I'll be able to continue using FreeCAD. I just don't know. I don't know what degrees of freedom I have. Oh, this one. Horizontal. This to this. 1 degree of freedom. Oh, because I referenced the other side. Okay. There we go. Fully constrained. That still works. Okay, can I grab this fillet now? Select this, 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 and this. Okay, that worked. Better do rounding before the shell, yeah. This, add thickness. This is just like, it's not forgiving like Fusion is. Fusion is very forgiving in making these, like the order of operations is much more forgiving. So my plan is to have screw bosses in the corners, and the back half will just screw on top of this. And maybe not in the corners, maybe inset a little bit. And I want to mold the 18650 holder into this bottom here. That's what I want. Okay, now we have to design the holes, the access holes for the controls. Let me check here the sizes. So it was 19 and 10.8, 10.8, but I think we can go a lot smaller. How do I oh. Okay, so let's grab this, make a sketch. Yes, I completely agree that FreeCAD is difficult to use. But what can you do? The problem is that it's just so, it's free. It's like free in like more than one sense of the word too. Okay, so I think we can move that fairly far up. Actually, you know what? I'll give it some space to breathe. I usually regret this. So let's go like 10 to give room for screw bosses and the PCB to come around. Okay, now we want like 5 millimeters. Let's go 5.2 so we can have 5 millimeter buttons. 2. Okay, and let's space them out. Let's give them like 7 from the middle, maybe more, 8 from the middle, and then same thing here, 8 from the middle, and then you constrain these two horizontal. There we go, and then we just constrain the distance apart. Let's go an even 30. And then we can pocket these. Not bad. Not bad at all. I almost feel like we can fit 4 buttons here, but I think we're pushing it. It is a one-handed controller. Okay, I just want to see how this feels in the hand, and then we can deal with heights after. I'm hoping it's not too tall. I'm hoping the taper isn't too severe. I would rather iterate a few times. There's going to be a button on the bottom, similar to this. I'm just trying to figure out the ergos first. Let me just export this, handle v3, export, handle v3, save. I'm making a little bit of a cut down version. Actually, just make sure my file system doesn't show up. This shape or another shape, Blockwatcher? Like, are you saying the shape I made has nailed it? Oh, nice. Thank you. Auto orient. Love me an auto orient. This will take us 22 minutes. We grab the I think it's online. It is. Open. Start print. Don't need heated bed leveling. Just send it. I mean, we'll see how it fits in the hand. I'm hoping to mold. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm hoping to mold the 18650 holder directly into it. I don't know how I'll do the contacts. I do have some contacts here from something. Probably from a RC toy. Somewhere. Oh, look. This is the hand strap from a Wii remote. I'll find battery contacts somewhere. If at worst, I can just steal them out of an existing 18650 holder, because I have these. So I have these, so I can just lift them out of here and pop them into my own holder and just bend these tabs up and have the wires come up through the back. I guess I should turn on the lights. Watch your eyeballs. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping that people will care about this project. I'm hoping that it gets lots of views, would really take some financial strain off. But, you know, it's not really how things work. You have to make things and then they might happen or they might not. Sort of just is what it is. Like so. I've lost the other button. We'll also decide if we're using the tall or the short buttons based on, like, we'll put down like a flat something. But I guess while we wait for that, we can lay out the PCB. Oh. Okay, let me open up KiCad. By the way, Locke, how are you feeling today? You doing good? Why is this taking a long time? So on the ESP32C3 dip, there are battery pads on the back. C3. Right there. And it's not easy to reach. But I'm thinking of putting solder pads underneath the board. How's it going, Jack? Just getting up out of bed and moving around. What time zone are you in? I've been up since like 5. Eastern time zone here. Canaderp. I'm on my coffee number 2. Oh, you're also in Eastern. Nice. Do you have, Jack, do you have a day job, or is your CNCing stuff for people your day job? Put through-hole pads in that place. You can easily solder them from the other side. Get the tin in there. You have a day job. Yeah, it is 8:39 here too. Doing well, thanks. Feeling you're cheating. Bought some International Delight Paris Hilton creamer for your coffee, but you bought it because it's $2. Pike Electric. Oh, interesting. Are you an engineer? This is like grid stuff. Careers. Probably don't want to load up a Google map here. Are you a lineman, an engineer? A low voltage? You were a lineman. No, you're an office manager. My dad's first real job, like he worked at a corner store. 21 years in, nice. So my dad worked at a corner store at his first job, but his first real job was as a lineman. But then he got into a different job. So let's put down test points. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna put global labels. Oh no, it switched back to this shit. Get out of here. This guy. 1 will be BAT plus. Oh no. The other one, BAT plus, and then BAT negative, and BAT negative. There we go. That's good. I mean, you do get used to a lot of the dangers, right? Like I spoke to someone who works in wind turbines, like inside the wind turbines, and he gets all sorts of crazy training because of how dangerous it is, but again, he got used to it, so it's not, he didn't feel like it was that big of a deal. These are the pull-ups, which don't need to be populated. Don't have anything that pulls down. That's good. Leave some pins floating. Got the extra set of pins for hacking. Got the push button switches, which I need to do custom pads for, which I probably should have saved in here. Am I missing anything else, folks? I could put pads for a switch for the battery. Let's do that. Oops, misspelled switch. There's a push. I just want a on-off toggle. This is good. So that means one of these pads becomes plus switched. That goes here. That goes here, and then you'll be able to bridge that. The sense pin is pin 6. D6, so there's the pull down. I don't have a pad. Respect and know the voltage you're working with. Got bare hand cert on 44K. 44,000 volts, is that what that means? So I don't have the daughter board for this guy. So I do have the R5 here, which will allow us to do it. Most of your work in the shop is 20 amps or less, no less fatal, but you guys are dealing with, yeah. They have unfettered current. Okay, let's place the footprints that we have, and then we'll have to make the other ones. Yes. Thanks. The one I need. God damn it. The Zhao worked. It's already footprinted. I don't know why this is still a separate window. Put it in here. Let me dock it. Sorry. Went a little ham there. Is the preferences? Preferences? Schematic editor. It's not there. Editing options. Also, they can modify every single one of the colors, but they didn't give me a dark theme. If I go new theme, yeah, no. Toolbars. Nope, not in there. I want to dock this. Okay, J1. I don't even know where J1 is. I don't see it. J1. So that is my pin header. That is 7 pins. Connector, pin, header, 2.54. Some capacitors to the joystick supply, but I have brain damage from going to the EMC labs too much with their circuits. I mean, I don't think caps are a bad idea. Like, probably should put some caps down. Let's do this first, so I don't get distracted, as I tend to. Oh, I don't like the way this works anymore. 1, 2. Okay. Resistors will probably be 0805. Resistors. Resistor SMD. Um, 0805. Okay, so these we have to make custom footprints for. Come from the simplest task, I think. It's because of mindset, people tend to relax. Yeah. Same thing in a mechanic's garage where my experience is. One of the most dangerous tools is a box cutter. I'm going to use a socket for an ESP board or solder pins on both sides. Solder pins on both sides. That's the idea, at least. Because I need a little bit of vertical height to solder to the battery pins. Be ready to take blame. I have to tell you, one of these projects, I just feel so much pressure to get it done in a timely manner and get it done right that I don't, oh, I found the switch I lost. That I'm feeling like feeling a little ill. I just want this to work. I want this to be a hit. And so it almost feels like I don't want to do it. It's a lot of pressure. Okay, this switch might be remotely added. So I'll just put a 0.1 inch header. Connector, pin header, 2.54, 1x2. These test points, they can just be through holes, through hole test points. Test point. If you had through holes behind the battery pins, can surface mount. I'm not relying on me being able to align it that well. So that's a big one. So I want a 1x1, but drilled, plated hole 2 millimeter. That's too big. Through hole pad. So these are correct, but it needs to be circular. 1 millimeter drill, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna check this one. Oh, there is no footprint assigned. Great. No Zhao there. C Zhao. ESP C3 dip. Here's the SMD. This is to flow. And then SMD. So it's really this one. Decided to sleep in a bit today. You'll be playing catch up. You got to design a flag and get it cut out on the CO2 laser. Very envious of your CO2 laser. So this one, can't find it. Have to figure that out. The library isn't compatible, apparently. And we got to make custom footprints for these switches. There is a switch library. But the Kale switch, I don't know. Kemet, Kaikon, Molex. Omron switch. I have to say, the stuff, you can use pinholes for the edge connector on the ESP board to perfectly align it and still surface mount it. Yeah, no, for V2, we can work harder right now. like I said, I'm feeling a lot of pressure to make something and make it work. So I'm going to trust myself and just make it a touch simpler for now. You bought for 35 bucks, file for 35 bucks. By the way, we've got a really nice community here, folks, so definitely check out people in the chat when they have a YouTube channel. You might find something else. You might find something you never knew existed. Look at that, my mechanical switches library is gone. Thanks. Oh, it's there. This one. That's good. Okay, we just need to make the custom button switches. Can this turn into one of the videos you needed to get done? Yeah, but this will probably not even be done for April. And it's too late now anyways, because I needed to make a sponsored video and get paid before paying my taxes, but that's too late now. So yeah. All right, so we're just gonna go, okay, we're gonna custom make our footprint. This is almost done as well, so we're gonna check that out. 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So let's find Kale. Push button. I don't remember. This is what I was just, yeah, that's not it. All right, we have to go back to the AliExpress listing. These guys. So they have the same footprint, so I'm just gonna use the same dimensions. So it's a 6 by 6 by whatever. Nice, they're square. 5 million life. Oh, these don't have the footprint. Oh yeah, I think I went to LCSC. LCSC. I think I remember now. Kale. Push button switches. Oh, it was tactile switches, what I was looking for. Tactile switches. Yes. Yes. No. Oh, yes. Here it is. 1.1 millimeter hole. Just gonna go grab the, oh, gonna get a good stretch. Gonna go grab the print. There are Kale KiCad footprint libraries. I looked at those, but they were for mechanical switches. Make a decent video of making generic 3D box and circuit board used as the top but as a control panel. I think I've made stuff like that before. In the, ouch. Oh my God. When you get old, everything hurts. Also, I wasn't sitting properly. I had a leg crossed underneath me and now it's painful. Ugh. Okay, so here I am. Do you see me in the camera? Is the feed frozen? Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. There I am. Oh, still reeks of styrene in here. Here's the coffin shape. Ooh, I don't want to spoil anything. Oh. Oh. Yeah, you guys aren't even on the correct camera. Webcam. So, it does fit my hand a little bit better. It's a little bit more solid because I used 1.5 millimeter outlines instead of 1. So there's how that'll fit. And then we've got the 2 buttons. So really, our PCB only needs to be this big plus the micro. But I want to sit the micro to the side. So I have a cutout here so you can charge the battery by plugging USB-C. So this is actually about correct. Still a little bit on the flimsy side. We can add structural ribs. You have to do a little mod to your X1C printer to make it the entire 256 build plate for the gumball machine. Ah. Ooh, might need to be a little bit longer. So I like the length, but first of all, we can't get a screw in here now. So it can't really go on here. There's no room, like the screws would have to be up here. I don't like this much, you know, far away from the screw. So we might have to make it longer just to fit one screw at the end. Yeah, it'll strengthen for sure with the back on it, but we can put reinforcing ribs too. So that's not bad, but I think we need a little bit longer, unless the micro is going to be this size. That's the size of the micro, so it's very, very small. It looks like it's going to be a tight board. Build plate has exclusion zones for flow calibration. You're going to use some foam for the battery. The clip. Just imagine this battery box. Just imagine this is going to be molded. Is going to be made inside here, essentially. So the 3D print will have maybe ribs with this shape. It'll fit in there. You can have the top catch at one end and screw only at the front. Could do that. A little bit more complicated geometry, because then I'd have to trim over here. Could do that. Definitely could do that. And then the top is essentially just going to be a rounded. It's going to have this same 3 millimeter radius here, which I like. Everything has to be nice and radiused, so it's not too uncomfortable. Right, but that's not too bad. It's a little bit bigger than I had imagined. Right, I imagined something more like this. It is a little bit bigger than I had imagined, but it's not too bad. And then there's going to be one button on the bottom here, so you'll get 1, 2, 3, and then click, it'll be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And these all have a click in them, except Nintendo didn't bother for the nunchuck. The nunchuck only has 2 axes and 2 buttons. That's it. Trade the 18650? No. No, I will not. And the reason I won't trade it for a LiPo pack is because I have like 20 of these. They are sent by a viewer. They are recycled cells from Power Tools. And I think these things are so useful. I think exactly they're universal. You can buy them on Amazon if you really want to, or you can walk to your local vape shop. So these are my preferred power sources for everything that's not like RC cars. They can be reclaimed. My viewer told me where he got his power tool batteries that he took the cells out of, and I was like, that is an incredible idea. You ripped out of laptop battery packs. Exactly, yeah, you can get them out of laptop battery packs too. So I'm just a big fan of this kind of stuff. So that's why I want to do this, essentially. Also, is this 0.1 inch friendly? No. No. Because I'd really like to design the physical constraints. If you look, my viewer just filed them down. So you cut the spot welded pieces off, and then you just grind them down with a little Dremel or with a file. Okay, so going with these Kailh switches, hopefully it's going to feel good. But I really want the installed height, and for that I think I need to sacrifice one of these. Do I have clippers that are less important? Yes, I do. Sacrifice. Okay. The shield is gone. Does the rest fit? Literally no. Well, this whole thing's getting sacrificed. I have, I'm a 4 eyes, so I don't need eye protection. I don't know how it is in the States, but in Canada, almost all the prescription glasses that you get are polycarbonate. So not quite safety rated, but nothing is going to get directly into my eye. Okay, so that's good. Now, I have the choice. I can either have this guy, which is the tall Kailh switch, or I can have the short Kailh switch. There we go. Right, and the installed height will be So, actually, that's a good question. How far up does this need to be? Break one of the switches out of the laptop. It kept trying to get online. The button was shorting. Interesting. So I can't have this butt right up against. So this needs like half a millimeter of clearance, essentially. So I need to shim this up just a touch. Okay, I have an idea. Actually, I don't have an idea. How do I judge this? I guess I just do my best. But sometimes my best is just not good enough. Franco likes to live dangerously, so he thinks it's not a problem to use outdated tech on the internet. Okay, so that's my best guess here for the height. So just slightly below this. I guess at worst we can shim it. Franco is old though, you know, you can't blame him. So it looks like I got 14.5 mils. That's my best guess. Okay, so 14.5 to there. I need to write this all down. Oh boy. My my knife just fell off the desk. So always have to clear my feet. Okay, so the joystick. Okay, then whatever, potentiometer. So the joystick height off the board is 14.5 millimeters. If you know how many backs and Trojans you wrote for that OS, wow, backdoors. Okay, so installed height is 14.5 millimeters. That's to the PCB to the inside of the case. So to inside of case. That means that our short king and our tall king so the short one is 4 to the top of the button, and 3.4 to the top of the shell. So here is the little button. Okay, so that is 4 millimeter. And this is 3.4 millimeter. Okay. I thought you were saying, Franco, you were watching the streams on your XP computer. Or was that Windows 7? Then our tall boy. .3 and 6.3. Now we have a lot of height to make up using, Windows 7. Yeah, air gap just means not connected to anything online. So it's just basically literally between your Ethernet jack and the internet, there's an air gap, aka there's nothing connected to it. That's what that means. So since we have so much height to make up, I think we might as well use these tall boys. Let's see if they sound any different now that they're on a board. No. I can smash it. Okay. So if the PCB mounts 14.5 millimeters up, right? So here's what I'm thinking. So we have the bottom here. Just get my scribe driver here. So if we have, here's the bottom of the case. If we have the joystick right, 14.5 millimeters. Then that means that our switches sit 6.3 millimeters. We'll go like 7.3, whatever. 7.3 millimeters up, which means the rest of this, so 14.5 minus 7.3. Need my calculator for simple math. 14.5 minus 7.3 means we've got 7.2 millimeters to make up. So we need to make up 7.2 millimeters, plus it needs to stick through this, which is 1.5, plus it has 1 millimeter of travel, so we need 2 millimeters. So our buttons, overall button size needs to be 1.5 plus 1, that's 2. And then another, let's say 3. So we need 10.2 millimeter switches. That's what we're going to do. How's it going, ITT? So our switches need to be 10.2 millimeters. Our bosses need to be roughly 7.2 millimeters. starting building computers before the internet was a public thing. I'm a little bit younger than you, but not by that much. Okay, so let's make the bosses on here. This doesn't need a boss. These need bosses. Then we'll make buttons, and we will send this and the buttons off to be made. And we'll go from there, essentially. Yesterday you got the following to what happens in November. I'm so confused. What happens in November? What are you following? Okay. All right, so we need, what did we say the boss is? 7.2? 7.2 millimeters with 10.2 millimeter switches. Okay, 7.2 with 10.2. Make a sketch on there, grab the external geometry here and here. Family thing, okay. Good news, I hope. Good family thing. So that's 5.2. And then offset this. 1.5 should be plenty. And then 1.5 should be plenty. No, damn. Okay, and then we're going to extrude this up. 7.2. 7.2. Why? This works, yeah? 7.2. Okay. Why? Why you disappear? One-sided. This is like the world's simplest thing. Why can you not do this? Oh, why is it not? So that worked. That didn't. I don't understand what the problem is. Started programming back in 1983, stayed with Sinclair, didn't get a PC till 2006, then I didn't have internet. Just did it personally for friends, family, couldn't afford a computer, built from scraps, built bigger. We started with electronics in 1998. We already used Protel 98 to make schematics and layouts. Firefighters visited the house when you were absent. No fire or anything dangerous, at least. Well, that's good to know. Okay, what if I delete this and then just, I don't know, freaking 8.2. Do I dare making 2? I'll make 2. Fuck me. Close. Pad. $7.2. Okay. I understand what happened now. I understand what happened now. When you project the external geometry, you don't have to trace it anymore. In fact, if you do try to trace it, that's when you get screwed. You had a nicer visit. Neighbors' kids were selling cookies. Turned out to be online orders. And oh, that sucks. Okay, so if you try to trace the internal geometry, it screws up. So now it's not optional. You cannot trace. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I wish they would say somewhere, but they didn't. So what do you want? We'll go 6.2, and I have a reason for this. 6.2. Okay. Good. So what do I do now? I could do screw bosses. I really want to put a rib on the inside here to sit the PCB on. I'm debating if I print this now or not. I guess I could print it now. Or like I can make the battery holder geometry, but it just seems like if I try a lot of things. BBS, part of FidoNet. UNAS machine, Asus H810M with Intel Core Ultra 225. What the hell? Why did you build something so intense? I have a Intel N150 for my NAS. You don't need much for a NAS. A BBS, that's what influencers get on their butts. So their butts are bigger. Why would that be affected? I don't want that. I want this only. There we go. So how do I measure up from there? I guess I could just put a screw boss like here. I don't know how much space I have underneath the joystick though. Ugh, I don't like this. I may have made everything too tight, as usual. Anyways, I'll model the buttons up too. So if I go back to here, undo this, and get a new body, button 1. We'll go A. I just spotted a problem too. They need to not spin. Okay, hang on. Grab this back. Make a sketch. Grab don't know if that'll work like that. No, you can't grab these because they're external geometry. Okay, wait, maybe is this the old way to do it? I don't, you know what? Their tooltips mean nothing to me. Whatever, I'm gonna do my thing. Grab a centered rectangle. That won't work. Grab a rectangle. Make it dimensional. Get this like 2 millimeters. This size is arbitrary, but I want this and this to this. Okay, and then this 5. And then can I now grab this, make it symmetrical with this, and then just to make it stay there, you can just that distance from this, yeah, sure. 7 mils. This distance to there, 30 mils. Okay, close. Now, if I pocket, how deep do I go in my pocket? Sure, 5 millimeters is fine. Okay, so now I've got slots cut in there so that my buttons don't rotate. Otherwise, you're doing okay. Well, I'm glad you're doing okay. I see the old people in the chat are talking about the way things were. Now, if I grab this and I make a new sketch, XY, that's YX. Okay, I'm gonna make a button. So 5 point, let's just go 5 mils. We can tune this after. So 5 millimeters there. Close, we're gonna extrude this up. Now we need 10.2. That was the sizing we talked about. Okay, you're going to grab this, create a sketch, and I'm going to make a centered rectangle. Okay. Now that was 2 millimeters, so let's make this 1.7 millimeters. Doesn't need to stick out that much. Distance, distance to here. 2. Four. It's not what I wanted. 4. Okay, and then going to extrude that up, reverse it. Going to be like 5 millimeters. Okay, that's joined. Nice. Very, very nice. And then we're going to grab this, make another sketch. Get this geometry. Gonna grab a circle. Oh, can I turn this into a construction line? Yes, okay, that is how you do it. That's why. You have to turn it into a construction line, get it back to the way it was before. Anyways, circle out. Then here to here. Make that 2 millimeters. Close, and then we want to pad it. Reverse direction, 1 millimeter. Okay. So there's my button. And then I'll grab this and I'll round the top a little bit. Okay, so there's my button. Don't know if this will work, but it is what it is. Save that. Just going to export these buttons. Export. Select objects. It is selected, you dope. Export. Button A, yup. And then grab handle V3. Export. Handle V3.2. Go back into the Elegoo slicer. I'm actually going to tell the Elegoo to warm up. Back to the Elegoo slicer. Back to the preparation H. Here's the new handle. Here's the button. Here's the button again. And then arrange, auto orient. And slice that shit. You've used Fusion for so long. Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I am getting slowly used to FreeCAD. It's just that right now I'm kind of in a weird place because FreeCAD just updated. I just updated FreeCAD. They just released a new update, and I just updated it. So I'm a little lost. Their tools don't work the same that they did, which is, I mean, that's whatever. It is what it is. But I just love the ethos so much. And they're always making it better. The 1.1 dev, well, 1.1 is now out. So you can use the 1.1 non-dev. All right, have a good one, Franco. Oh, you got 2 videos on it as you were learning it. Nice. I've been doing all my learning in public, so that kind of makes it harder. Because here I am, chatting with you guys. But it is what it is. So I'm just going to go get some coffee and go to the little boys' room. So I'll be right back. I'm back. Oh. All right. So, ITT just stabs me in the heart by saying I didn't like the way things were working in KiCad and FreeCAD before, and she's actually right. Just reflecting on it upstairs, I don't think this is a better solution. The export external geometry becomes like the... I don't think it worked well the way it was before. I don't think it works well this way either. I think Fusion does it best, where they understand that if you hover over a line that is visible, you want to use that external geometry, essentially. So, I don't know. Like I've always said, the reason that I'm learning to code is to be able to contribute to these things, and I still completely plan on doing that. So here's FreeCAD. Is this saved? Nope. Control S. Good. Oh yeah, we'd be making custom footprints. Footprint editor. Man, it's chilly down here. I lowered the furnace because Vero's out of the house. I'm starting to regret it. Although I lowered the furnace so that I would get off my lazy ass and go for a long ass walk today, which I am doing. Wizard, new footprint. This is a new empty footprint. Good. All right, what do we have for the kale? So 1.1 millimeter hole, 5 millimeters apart. That's what we're doing. It's a new solution. Fusion has possibly... No, there's no patent on external geometry. I mean, you could, like, who knows for sure, but I can't see that happening. All right. Add a pad. Add a pad. New footprint. Okay, you had to go new footprint first. Okay, that's fine. Move this up. Move this down. Move this down. Footprint. Footprint. Okay, if you're referencing the lower corner, whatever. Edit. Okay, so circular, pad number 1, round 1.1, and then diameter 2.54. That looks okay to me. All copper layers, through hole. Position X will be minus 2.5. And then we will copy and paste this over here. Edit, pad number 2, 1.1, and X pattern minus 2.5. Positive 2.5 is what I meant. And then we had 6.2 by 6.2. KiCad on front silk. edit that. Center and size. Center is 0, 0, and 6.2 and 6.2. So maybe instead start and midpoint. Midpoint is 0. Y will be 3.1. And then start point will be minus 3.1. This will be 3.1. So, then we'll take this, we'll copy it, and we'll paste it. Put it there. Edit. 3.1. Midpoint 0 minus 3.1. And then did I get that right? There we go. That's not too bad. And we could just make a 1.322. 1.322.322, and actually we can make these pads a little bit thinner. Two point two. They're going to be a little bit harder to solder, but not by a lot. Just looks more compact. Okay, good. File, save as, uncategorized parts, Kale, tactile. Done. Oh, wait. Probably move the reference. Reference. There. Save. That was easy. That wasn't too bad at all. Okay, we hop back into KiCad. We'll do our footprint. Go down here to uncategorized parts. And Kale, tactile. I don't know why that's 1_1 and 2_2. Okay. Warm coffee makes me happy. What's the temperature in here? Let's see if I'm being a little baby. 18 degrees C. I mean, it's a little bit chilly. My poor little hands. Okay. I think that's good. I think let's do the DRC. It's ERC, I guess. Run ERC. No errors. Ignored tests. Global label only appears once in the schematic. I don't. I'm not seeing it where the global label is. There's no arrow. 4 connection points are joined together. Can we jump to there? Spice model issue. Assigned footprint doesn't match footprint filters. I think we're good. Just head off to PCB-New. Amazon found some nice little radio-controlled 120 volt relays to run your shop lights. Came in a pack of 5, hooked them all up, worked great. Awesome. That's really cool. Knowing me, I would just make something out of ESP. And then it would take me all day, all month to make one. Really don't know what's the standard here. Whatever. So it's going to be something. It's going to be something like this, and then this. This is the rough put together. We'll have to see how far apart these guys are. I don't remember how far I set them in here. There's the pocket. So they're 16 millimeters apart. So we'll grab these two. I need to change the grid. 2.54. Okay, I want to space these. Oh, there's an auto router. You run Home Assistant from your server for lights, motion sensors, and stuff. Countless people have been trying to get me to do home automation stuff. Just not my jam, you know? Okay, so if I edit this position, X0, Y0, if I edit this, and then X16, Y0, now there's no choice. They are exactly 16 millimeters apart. If I grab them and I group them, group items, now they are stuck together. Now I can move them on a grid. And then I have to judge how far this is, and I can group that. Yeah, I'm a little scared of 120 volt stuff, but if I use like pre-built modules, I'll do it. I was afraid of setting fire to my everything. and zapping myself. This is only a couple minutes, 4 minutes from being done. Can't see the buttons on the other side, so I don't know if they got knocked over. Okay. Oh yeah, I do need FreeCAD. Back to the pockets. Okay, 10 mil from there. So it's 20 mil south. So if I grab this, X 8, Y minus 20. That's my pattern. Right? 10 to 30, 20. Yeah. So there's my pattern. So I take this, ungroup. Oh, add items. Add items. Oh, look at that. You can add it to the group. That's freaking awesome. The KiCad folks, far less frustrating than the non-KiCad folks. Okay, can jam this. Can we jam this right in the middle? I mean, that's looking good. That's on the other side, by the way. What about 230 volts? I have a free 230 volt outlet now because the pool is gone. So how big is this now? Just gonna try to trace around it. So sum total, let's say with a little bit of extra space, it is 25 by 71. 25 by 71. '71 brings it way down here. Like way down here. But the 25 is very narrow. It's very small this way. 20, 25. So room for one screw boss at least. But the 71 is too tall, so we're gonna have to tuck the micro north. I have to tuck it up here a little bit. Let me see about our push buttons, because now everything is printed. Screen. This just wake up a bit more when you fail. Yeah, I don't want to get zapped. I hate getting zapped. I get this time of year when it's like dry, it's now starting, the humidity is starting to increase, but when it's dry, I get static shocks all the time. I hate it. I hate the feeling of a big static shock. There's the pieces there, there's the pieces there, and I'm not going to cheat. I'm going to bring it to you. Ow! Well, good thing that grabbed my sock and not my foot skin. Ugh. I have a... It's actually becoming a problem now. I have a an old commercial battery charger, and I keep hitting myself on the sheet metal that's exposed. Okay. No cheating. No cheating. No cheetah. Slow cheetah. All right. So here's the part. It's got those little slots, and here's the buttons. And let's see if I sized everything properly. So this should slide in here, have minimal slop, and stick out the top. Okay, so printed it. It's too big. So that's that. And it doesn't protrude out the top enough. So it needs to be smaller, but I think it's only too big on the slot. Maybe both. Well, it just fell. Oh look, a death adapter. Affectionately called a death adapter by Big Clive. Shocked all the time in this old 1960s house. Rewire the entire house. No plug has a ground. Eek! I got to get some money to rewire this house. Yeah. Do you live stream, Mr. Jack? Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's just confirm that both are not fitting. Yeah, the slot is too thick. But we do have something very similar to these buttons. We just need a little bit more slop. Sometimes. Okay, we're gonna... Oh. So I don't want to make the buttons any smaller. I'm comfortable with the size of this, but any smaller, and I don't really want to do that. I will open up the holes and the slots a little bit. I think I'd much rather do that. These buttons are small enough. I already can't mark them. I don't need to mark them because, you know, it could just be like AB or BA. It doesn't matter. Your house has 100 amp service. Need to upgrade to 200 amp. Yeah, mine too. Mine's 100 amp as well. My house is from the 70s, I think, 70s. Depends where you look. Some say 60s, some say 80s. Don't know. 70s. We got aluminum wire in here. So that is the shit part. Okay, need to open up these holes just a little bit and the slots just a little bit. Okay, holes and slots. All your big stuff is gas, hot water, dryer, stove, heat, everything. So 200 amps here, old house 125 upgraded to 200. Yeah, I want 200. But thankfully it doesn't matter. Because what I want 200 amp service for is so I can have an EV, but we are not in any position to afford an EV at this point. So it's kind of moot. 2.2. That doesn't work. That offsets it. 2.2, and then this should become 6.9. That should be centered now. We don't have RCCB's ITT in North America. We have spark arresting, but no, that's a European thing, RCDs. We also don't have whole house GFCI. I mean, it's optional, but it's not required. Oh, great. I freaking punched a giant hole in my sock from the sheet metal. No, an RCD is different than a GFCI, I'm pretty sure. Is RCD and GFCI different thing? Serve the primary purpose. They're often discussed as different things due to specific technical applications, yeah. Hardware implementation differs. Yeah, GFCI 5 milliamps, RCD 30 milliamps. Yeah, and Europe, it's in the breaker box, usually in a wall outlet here. Yeah, kitchen and bathroom. But in Europe, they have these, they have RCDs for the entire house, the entire building. Not us, but ours is more sensitive. So it is what it is. You know, different strokes for different folks. Okay, so that's good. The only problem is now the overall length of the PCB. We need to try to shrink that. This is invariable. It can't move. So this needs to come up. It's going to be tight. That's 63.5-ish. The only other thing I'm seeing that kind of scares me is that I can maybe run one wire in between here. And like, I'd really like to bias this outwards for charging, but like these can't move. This is ergonomic design. Might have to ditch these headers. I usually like to put these headers to be able to hack better, but I guess they're gone. Gone. Oops. Gone. These resistors, this is D10. So these I can pop on the back side. Yeah, GFCI and arc fault. I don't think they use arc fault in Europe. Okay, so this is D10. This is also arc fault is like ridiculously expensive. Totally understand why it exists. Didn't have to be so expensive though. 1 RCCB per level, sometimes by room. This is the sense pin. I can come here. Why is D7 and D9? Oh, wait. This one, that's not the same. This is not a pull down. This is literally goes here. The other one will have to be popped on the other side. This is the switch. So let's flip this to the other side. F. Grab this guy. So this needs to be flipped to the other side too. Just to be able to fit. What is it? F? Yeah, F. In the US, current project per code, GFCI is required in kitchens, bathrooms, unfinished basements, outdoors makes sense, crawl spaces, and laundry rooms. Does that depend state to state, though? Because I know a lot of states just like doing their own thing. Yee-haw. Yee. Because, like, I feel like if you're in Florida, you can just do anything. Some guy looks at you crooked, murder. Excused. We have arc fault in the very new buildings. The problem is arc fault breaker doesn't detect a fault in 50% of the case. They need to be restricted to not fault randomly. Well, here in Canada, people complain that the arc faults are too sensitive. So we have like the opposite problem. Okay, I'll deal with these test points after. Let me just grab these bad boys and flip them. But anytime there's legislation, people whine about it. People are just a bunch of whiny babies. If you ask them if they're fine with their house catching on fire, they'll be like, no, why would my house catch fire? But then you're like, how about electrical safety rules? And they're like, oh, no, thank you. National code, but everyone does their own thing, really. What about my comment about Florida? Like, is that true? Do Americans perceive Florida as the Wild West? You just do whatever you want? Because it certainly feels that way. I know someone from Florida. And my friend from Florida says that you cannot harass scare, feed alligators, crocodiles, alligators. But YouTube is just filled with people harassing them, feeding them, all sorts of stuff. And this is like on YouTube. Nobody gets charged for that shit. In the U.S., current projects per code GFCIs. Oh yes, that's good. Arc fault required all 1520 amp branch circuits, residential, national code, current NEC code. The reality is arc fault should be calibrated by circuit in function of what is on the circuit. Difficult when you have a plug though. Okay, so let's see if we can find where the battery plus and minus are. They are so they're over on this side with the analog. They're between a 0, 1, 2, 3. So they're kind of like hovering around A3. And the negative is north of A3. So here's A3, so the negative is up here. So if we take this battery negative, I mean, just fucking flip it. It won't let me. Oh, motherfucker. Battery plus. We're gonna flip this. That's not gonna pass DRC, but I don't care. You don't think of Florida that way Chicago is, but Chicago doesn't have all the Florida man news, you know? Oh, this is for the on-off switch. That makes sense. So this can be like tucked over here somewhere. And then these are my actual battery connection points. B plus. B minus. Switch. Only good thing about harassing and feeding gators is the possibility of an oops moment. Yeah. And then this is B plus. This is B minus. Oops. That's embarrassing. I got these backwards. That could have caused a fire. Would have exploded my expensive ass things. B minus, okay. Looks like I can put 2 screws here. One there, one there. That should work. I should put that before. And that will fit kind of like here and here. You have to deal with contractors that try and break the rules once in a while, but the inspectors almost always catch this crap. Yep. Yeah, I think there's the U.S. carries a very heavy bias. It's very easy to have anti-U.S. sentiment. However, I've traveled to the U.S. a couple times. I chat with Americans a lot, and I would say the prevalence of jerks in the US is no higher than the prevalence of jerks here at home. However, I am also cognizant. I'm also aware that I am a little bit self-selecting because I talk to makers a lot. And makers just, they just tend to be good people. Obviously, tendency, we're not talking about, like there's nothing for sure here, but makers tend to be good people. So make of that what you will. So that brings us to 70 mils. 25.5 by 70 mils. Let's see if we can make 70 mils work. And then big mining companies are working to remove every national park protected area. You're talking about in the States? That has less to do with companies, because companies are just companies, right? They're leopards, they eat faces. Has more to do with politics, I will say. Wasn't there a way to modify shape modification? Fillet lines. Let's just go 1 millimeter. That's good. The thing is, though, you know, like without getting into politics, all the Americans I know personally, they're reasonable human beings. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm sure there are unreasonable Americans, but there are unreasonable Canadians too. One of which was on Joe Rogan recently. Zing! All right. No more politics. No more politics. No more politics, please. I love my American friends. I truly do. And I'm not going to out their beliefs or anything, but, you know, an end could be in sight for whatever suffering there is. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right, let's do some mounting holes here. Grab it from here. Now, my only... What is this? Mounting hole. My only qualm here is I might have to use M2 screws, even though I like the M3. Let's check how big the M3 is. You know, I think I can squeeze those in. Don't need a reference for that. Jerks are everywhere. Most of the mining in U.S. parks is due to pre-existing licensing. But you do say most, but it's definitely not all. I did see, I definitely have seen that there was new, there was some crap about some new stuff coming up. This is a challenging bolt pattern. I don't care if my screw heads stick over a little bit. Okay, let's measure this shit. 22.860 to 0.32. The complicated measurement will be this one. That's not it. There. Okay, no politics, please. We'll just, but we're just, we ain't doing that. How about that? We ain't doing that. Nah, we ain't doing that. Okay, so up here, let's measure 20.320, 20.860, 20320. Can I just round this out? 22 point, let's just do like 23. By 20. 23 by 20. All right, all right, all right. I want this 0, 0, okay. Uh, 20, 0, 0 to 23. I don't remember. 0, 23. $20, $23. Heading to the local library. Transfer your phone. Hope you don't shake up the stream too much. Uh-oh. Whoa. I'll be all motion sick now. Thanks for that. Matthew McConaughey on stream. All right. You know, I think we'd get more. I think we get more chicks if I just took off my shirt. That was my Matthew McConaughey. Thank you, thank you. All right, so for X, this will be 10. For Y is a good question. For Y, from here to, like, let's say here is 61 and a half. Let's try 61Y. Y. So if I take those and I group them, group items, I think this is good. It's not quite centered, but I'll grab all of this and lock it. But also you have to grab this. So if I grab these and align distribute, horizontal center. Yeah, I forgot it doesn't work like that. You there. Are they locked? They're not locked. I'll lock this, okay. Grab this and this and there we go. Horizontal center. And then I can grab this and move it up and down if I want. Grab this, unlock it. This, I'll move it. Grid. That's probably perfect. Your mechanic gave you a 16-ounce bottle of homemade maple syrup collected from trees on his property. He even made some small batches from walnut and beech trees. Very, very nice. That's an odd way to line holes. You set the reference somewhere on the board. Somebody ban Proton from the stream, please. I'm kidding, don't do that. This is my workaround, essentially. It's my workaround. Okay, let's see if we can auto route. Grab this. I don't see it. Finish. It doesn't work. Wasn't there was an auto route I saw. I don't see it here. There we go. It did nothing. All right, let's do some quick routing here. So let's use edit predefined sizes. We're going to do like a 1 millimeter. Let's go like 0.5 millimeter. Okay, grab the 0.5 mil here. Routing our first tracks. Oh, bing, bing bong, bing bing bong. Okay, so that's the pull-ups are routed. So that's good. Need these AO and A1s. These might be a little brutal to route. Is that too narrow? Okay, if that's too narrow, we're going to move that. (9C) feels like 6. Today is the cold day here. It is... Let's see, what's the temperature? -4 feels like -9. Cold as balls, but I think it's nice outside. I can't see, I don't have any windows here, but what I can do is do the Ottawa traffic camera segment. Let's pick one at random. Besserer and Waller, downtowny. It looks good. Not much snow. Let's try a different one. Brian Coburn and Aquaview. Don't know where that is. Yeah, that kind of snowy a little bit. Auto route can be good once you have spent an eternity setting up all the rules. Yeah. By that time you have routed 2 boards by hand. Yeah, completely get it. So yeah, very cold, but not so much snow left, and it's supposed to be. Let me just. I'll just grab another one. Tomorrow, high of +7. Monday, high of +12. So yeah, you can see Not a lot of snow. Still have snow in my backyard. Just picking them at random. Camera unavailable. Fine. Screw you then. Let's go even further down. Hunt Club in Woodruff. West Endy. Oh look. You can see the pole that it's attached to. So I think this is the experimental farm here on the right. So you can see what a big open field looks like. Still a bit of snow, but not a lot. Okay, so let's grab the AO. Really? That doesn't pass? Shite. Oh, so you can't stretch this anymore once you've stretched it? Is that how that works? Yeah, that's how that works. Edge cuts. Yeah, can't do it anymore. 0.5 mil because of V-scoring on the boards. Yeah. I'm aware. Well, that sucks. I shouldn't have rounded the corners. Because now what? So I guess we do... Stop. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, go 1 over and 1 over. There we go. And finish. 1 over and 1 over. 26.67 is not going to kill me. And this time we'll know. Plus my mounting holes will be a little bit more secure. Everything is good. Everything is fine. Oh, let's look at the 3D view, by the way. View, well, view, 3D viewer. Not teabag. Not teabag at all. This switch is going to be a little bit hard to get going, but we'll figure it out. If I have to mount it remotely, I will. That's looking really not bad. It's going to be a small board. Very small board. All right. Back copper. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to drag this into compliance. That's as dragged as it can get. I'm going to drag this into compliance. What are the odds that we can now route the A1? Have to go around this. That's a messy path. I'm going to go the other way. A1. There we go. Yeah, but I think I'm going to make a big hole in the side. I think I'll be able to access it. I'll make a big asshole. A big asshole. Ha. Also, I'm getting hungry. But I want to do a little bit more productivity here. It's not like my mortgage depends on it, right? Right? I kind of don't want to use all the space. Gonna sort of go around this. You're getting hungry too. You can smell your banana bread. Very nice. Well, no, you didn't help with your pancakes, but I mean, that doesn't change that I'm a fatty, and the reason why I'm always hungry is because I am said fatty. Oh, I can use, oh, those pads are just on top. Ah, interesting. Don't like the look of this, but whatever. All right. You have some old bananas. Gonna make some banana bread too. Very nice. I have new bananas. This one will have to be run on top. This can be run on the bottom. Sure. D8. D9. Gonna run ground here. That's not a problem. You know what I might do? Might bias this way more forward. Probably be easier to reach. All right. Now I need to bring a 3v3 up here. Where's my 3v3? Here. I'll route it this way. It needs to connect like here. All right, let's put the ground pours in just to see what's going to happen. Filled zones. Front and back and side to side. Net. Ground. Ground pour. Probably can't have any spaces. Remove islands. Ever. I'm going to keep the islands clearance. Thermal reliefs. Yeah, it's not a high power board. Don't care about thermal reliefs. Okay, so definitely want to do some via stitching. What's left here? So this and D7 which I'll run over the top. Might actually plunge it underneath here. Let's do front copper. So I'm going to grab, so there to there, although I'd much prefer it. Stop. Whatever. Do what you want. I don't care. I'm going to do it here. And then I'm going to via down there, and then to back copper. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of via stitching in here. Make sure this is well connected there. There. Oh shit, D10 needs to be routed. Grab that from the back. That's a hell of a path. Let's go front copper. Grab the D10. D10 does not fit through there. Knit class. Oh, D10 is on the back side. Okay. D10 knit class size. I'm going to go across to here. Can't cross there. What's going on here? Okay, going to drag this more prettily. Pop a via in here. Then going to try to run it in the front as good as we can. Pop a via in there. Going to move these. And then run this guy up and around here. Just gotta drag this. Can't go across? What's going on here? Yeah. There. Why is this being so weird? There we go. Wasn't so hard now, was it? Can push that over. Push that over. Push that over. push that over and that over. That over. Okay, D10 is now run. You didn't fall asleep. Those videos look tiny. Did you just say cow shit? You didn't have the speakers on. Maybe? I actually don't know. Good question. I say lots of stuff. Oh, motherfucker. 3v3 needs to get over here. We'll do that on the top. Makes the most sense to me. Front copper. And we'll pop some vias. I guess I shouldn't be too worried about the via splicing here because the whole case is grounded. So all these ground pins are all routed. Is that it? Am I done routing? That wasn't too bad at all. That really wasn't that bad. Shape modification. What's dog bone corners? Oh, whatever. Fillets, 2mm. Beauty. Let's check view, 3D viewer. Ah. Need to do a lot of labeling here, but that's not too bad. How's it going, Stevens PMD? Personal military device. This is this. It is a wireless. It is a wireless one-hand game controller, completely 3D printed and ESP32'd. Here's the stuff. There's the receiver plugged into the computer. Here is the actual ESP that is going on here. Let me now, is there a way to print this? File. Print. Front copper, front courtyards, edge cuts, drill marks, black and white, print, print. This is like the first time on this channel. The one resistor on the other side, give me a second. This is the one time on this channel that I'm using a 2D printer. This one? But it's with his buddies. Are you an engineer, Proton? Because if so, I envy you. And I will say, I am not. Definitely not an engineer. I wish, but I am not. All right, let me see if the 2D print has come out, and then we will check for fitment of everything. Ugh. Paid good money for a 2D printer. Ugh. Okay, it did come out. Let me just check to see if I got a Christmas. Nope, no Christmas yet. Okay, so here is what we got. I'm hoping it's to scale. I've never done 2D printing. You are an engineer. Well, my envy is extreme and my day is ruined. Kidding, obviously. You even teach electronics technician apprentices in your company. Oh, are you hiring? Please tell me you're hiring. Also, I don't know where you are. Production run would be wave soldering. Probably. With through holes. It kind of has to be, right? Don't think you can... I don't think you can paste solder through hole. Can you? Switzerland. We're hiring every summer. Remote? Remote? I can't speak. I can only speak French and English and a very tiny little bit of Spanish. That looks like it fits perfect. The footprint fits perfectly. This is a small PCB. Like, I think this PCB would fit in something like this. This is a tiny PCB, and I think we can fit it in here. The only problem is the screw bosses have to come up from the other side, and that is maybe not problematic, maybe problematic. Professor Proton. They need to survive the heat in the oven, so made from special plastics. So I guess the big deal is if we can get the screw bosses to fit. I definitely won't be able to use inserts. Oh, you guys can't really see that. Because this will have to sit kind of this way. Although I can hook it up to the back and run it through. That is a potential. That is a potential, but I would like to have it sort of in here. I also would like to skinny this up a little bit, but that's it's neither here nor there. This is looking promising. So that'll sit there. The ESP will be here. There'll be a big hole in the side. I'll just shove the USB cable through there. This does look promising. This is a tiny little PCB. That is crazy. So then I'll be able to adapt it to this kind of stuff. Screw bosses, they were at your old company. That's funny. But yeah, Proton, if you want to hire remote, this guy right here. Although I could screw down through this way, but that'll ruin the nice, like, flat surface. And oh yeah, in case I made little buttons if you weren't here earlier, but they are fitting too tight. They're a little bit too tight in the little things. So these are going to be little buttons, 1, 2. So I'm going to reprint them, and we should be good to go. So I just need to spend a lot of time labeling the PCB, but I think I'm going to call it here. 1, because I need to use the washroom, and 2, because I'm starving, because I'm I'm a big fatty. So I'm gonna go eat some food. Probably gonna go on a long walk. Then I've got work to do. But at least we have progress. So tomorrow, the job is going to be to make the screw bosses in here, order the PCBs, don't hire remote, work from home, but our company is sensitive, so international. Yeah, okay, I get it. It's all good. Fine. Just say it. Just say you don't like me. It's fine. Kidding. So, yeah, tomorrow we will continue. Still need to figure out the bottom, the trigger for the bottom. I kind of want it like this, but we'll figure that out shortly because the button's already placed on the bottom. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Bye.